Chapter 1.
Problem and its background of the study. In this chapter, it is stated in here on what is the problem of this research and its effects of bullying. It gives an overview about the research problem on how bullying started, where the bullying started and why they bullied people. In this part, it shows the readers on why this research topic, effects of bullying, is worth to read. It gives the reader a clear understanding about the history of this problem. This part you can learn on what are the behaviors of bullying and how it affects to the targets. It is also stated in here on what is the purpose of the researchers on why they conduct this study. The context to the information discussed throughout the research paper. It is discussed in here on how where bullying mostly happens and why school is the most serious place on where bullying happens. It is stated also in here on how bullying happens and what is the effects of this problem, bullying, particularly to the students. Significance. The research problem is a question that may addressed by the study. It is a short, a clear explanation of the issue to be researched. By writing the statement problem, it helps us to clearly identify the purpose of the researchers on why they conduct this study. What are the big impacts of bullying to the students? How to prevent bullying? What do they feel like bullied? What are the characteristics of the victims of bullying? These following questions will be used as a tool to have answers and for us to gain a lot of learnings on how bullying affects to the students. Significance of the study. In this part, this is the statement that explains on why this research is needed. It is a justification of the importance of the researcher's work and who can be the benefits of this research. The researchers stated in here that the students, parents, teachers, institutions, peers can get the benefits by conducting this research topic. It contributes new knowledge to them that can benefit from it. Scope and limitations are two terms that address the details of a research project. The terms scope refers to the problem or issue that the researchers wants to study with the project. In this part, the scope of the researcher is bullying. It is stated in here that bullying is a big problem, especially in schools. Number of students being bullied is getting higher and higher every year. The limitation of this study are its flaws or shortcomings, which could be the result of non-availability of resources, small sample size, flawed methodology, and etc. In this part, the researchers didn't put their limitations on their research studies. Definition of terms. In this part, the researchers gives us a detailed explanation of the technical terms and measurement used during data collection. This is an important part of research paper is that which the key or important word in the study are clearly defined, like coercion. The meaning of this is to practice of persuading someone to do something by using force or threats.
Chapter 2. Resources and related Again, resources, and related literature. Bullying right now become a world phenomenon and a problem can create negative impact to the students and also in our environments. Although intervention programs conduct a formal research to prevent the problems in the countries. According to the study of Queensland Department of Education and Training, being bullied can result in a person's feeling miserable and powerless. Suicide. Suicide. Through bullying, many people engage in suicide because they feel like they can no longer withstand the psychological and emotional pain that they're currently right now. Next is truancy. This behavior that can lead the students trying bad action or criminal acts and ultimately dropping them to school. Discrimination. Discrimination is the act of making unjustified distinctions between human beings based on the group. Discrimination may be discriminated on the basis of gender, age, religion, and especially in sexual orientation. Discrimination occurs when individuals or groups are unfairly treated in a way which is worse than the other people are treated on the basis of their actual or perceived membership in certain groups or social categories. Academic performance. Academic achievements is the first aspect which influences bullying at school. Therefore, bullied children live within fear, self-blame, feel weak, and it affects their personality traits and self-confidence. So, this situation makes them unable to study well and they might hate going to school. Number 3. Interpretation, and analysis of findings. This chapter presents the results, interpretation, and analysis of the data gathered. Presentation of findings. Question number 1. What are the effects of bullying on the students? So, here's the really possible answer. First is students who are bullied. They feel depression, anxiety, increased feelings of sadness, loneliness, changes in sleep and eating patterns, and loss of interest in activities they used to enjoy. Next is the big impact of bullying. They may lose interest in school, have trouble concentrating, or do poorly academically. Impact of students who bully. Long-term research has also shown that these students are at increased risk to commit crimes later in life. Analysis. Bullied students typically lose confidence in themselves. They may experience depressions, low self-esteem, and suicide thoughts, or they may lash out in violent ways, the most serious being school shootings. Impact of bullying on the witness. Students who witness bullying may also be affected. They may feel guilty for not helping or fearful that they will be the next target. Analysis. Not all students who bully others have the obvious behavior problems or are engaged in rule-breaking activities. Some of them are highly skilled, socially and good, integrating themselves with their teachers and other adults. For this reason, it is often difficult for adults to discover or even imagine that these students engage in bullying behavior. How to prevent bullying? Try to avoid the bully. Try to stay calm and be patient. Tell an adult, look out for your friends. Always remember that you should never do to others what you would not like others to do to you. This means you should stay well away from gangs and groups that gossip, laugh at, and kick others. What do they feel like to be bullied? They don't know how to face the pain for another day. They always want to skip school. Bullies have caused so many intelligent people to quit school, drop out, or commit suicide. The effect of bullying is real, and so is the emotional baggage bullying victims carry around. Primarily, victims tend to be young and smaller physically. Analysis. The victim is silently crying. They don't want others to show them that they are weak. They try not to cry in front of the one who bullied them so that the victim prove that they are, they are not worthy to bully. They have unexplainable injuries. Chapter 4.
Summary of findings. In this part, we can learn the summary of all answers that is given from the statement of the problems. The finds should be the textual generalization, that is a summary of the important data consisting of text and numbers. In this part, it gives us clear explanation about what they researched about. It gives us direct to the point answer that they get from the problems that they research. By reviewing this part, it will be fast and easy to understand, to know how it is important to know on how bullying affects us students. The conclusion of the research is intended to help the readers understand why the research should be matter to us after we review it. A conclusion is not merely a summary of a point on a restatement of the research problem but a synthesis of a key points. They put all the important learnings about this topic. They stated on how the bullying affects especially for the students. It is stated that how crucial bullying did to the students. It leads to the students becomes depressed, commit suicide, and also bullying students are committing crimes. They also conclude that mostly victims are alone, young and smaller and physically. Recommendation. In this part, it is the result of the research and indicates the specific measures or direction that can be taken. Therefore, recommendations might be concrete steps, actions that the researchers proposes. It will acknowledge limitations and make recommendations for future work. The researchers' recommendations, they must overcome the effect of bullying by staying away from the bullies. The school must provide strict policies for the students, for them to feel that they are safe from school. If they experience bullying, they must not take it seriously for them to stay away from anxiety and depression.